Hey guys, so it's Wednesday over here, which means we've got a new installment of Sound Design Space, and in this one we're going to look at layering kicks in, obviously, FL Studio. So layering kicks can be a pretty good technique to get your own sort of more unique kick, rather than just grabbing a Vengeance sample and sticking with it. But other than that, it allows you to have more control over the sound, and I don't know, you can get some more punchier kicks, though that is debatable. So anyway, I don't want to ramble on too long. I've got two kicks that I'll leave a link to in the description. That's what we're going to be using. Feel free to use your own kicks. It just might be a little bit more difficult to follow along because with each kick is unique. You don't follow an exact formula. So what I'm going to do is drag those two kicks in. We've got kick one, and the first thing you'll notice about kick one is that it has a nice transient to it, a nice click and punch at the beginning, which is awesome. And we've also got kick two, which you'll notice it has quite it has less of a transient and more of a bassy low end. So that's awesome. We've got two kicks that are quite different, and this is ideal for layering. So we're going to rename this one to kick high, and this will be our high kick. And we want this one to be our low kick, so we'll name it kick low. And link these to mixer tracks. Okay, awesome. So we've got these two kicks here, and they're pretty good already. But we do want to make some adjustments to these. So the first thing we're going to do is fill each 4 steps on here, and just play this to have a quick listen. So we're going to be using kick high for our initial click, and that means that we want to get rid of the click on kick 2, and it doesn't have much of a click transient, but it still has one. So what we want to do is go into the insert tab and then volume and pull everything down. No, sorry, don't do that. Pull attack down, and then slowly, while playing the kick, move it up until you get rid of that initial click. So that sounds good to me. I'm going to leave it like that for now. Next thing I'm going to do is fill each 4 steps on the kick high, and I'm going to do something a little bit different. Instead of getting rid of the attack, I'm going to pull the attack all the way down. Why I'm doing this is to keep the transient, the click, in there. If I move this, it will go away. So keep that there, and then turn the hold, decay, sustain all the way down. So at the moment we have nothing. Now while playing this kick soloed, I'm just going to bring up the decay a little bit until I start getting A, a bit of transient, and B, some of the body of the kick. So that sounds pretty good to me. Play it with the low kick. That's not sounding too bad at all. Finally, I'm going to add some EQ to both of these. Now normally, and probably 99% of the time, you will have to do some EQ. These samples, I won't need to do much EQ, but it certainly helps, especially on this kick high. So I'm going to insert a EQ2 and just get rid of the low end below 100 Hz. Same with kick low. I'll check for the high end first. There doesn't seem to be much high end, but I'm just going to take safety measures and pull that down. So that's sounding pretty good. Now what we could do is send these two kicks to a bus and then add some compression and maybe more EQ. I'm not going to do that just because I think there's a lot of beginners out there watching, and if you don't understand how to use compression, you probably shouldn't use it, because you can damage the sound compared to making it better. So we're going to skip out compression for now. The kick doesn't sound too bad by itself. Now, one small extra tip, which I'm going to show you, is adding white noise to make your kick a little bit more punchier. So this is relatively easy to do. If we make a new pattern and insert a 3x oscillator or any sort of synth that has a white noise oscillator, change oscillator 1 to noise, turn the volume down on the other two, go into this insert tab and change the envelope settings. So it's just a quick stab. Sorry, for each 4 steps here. So you want it to be really tiny. And then link this to our new channel. EQ to get rid of the low end. Turn it down quite a bit. And now what we're going to do is place it just before the kick. So you have to zoom in quite a bit and then hold down Alt on your keyboard and just move over a tad. So you get that sort of characteristic to it. You'll hear that in quite a lot of songs, which is pretty awesome. So that's basically how to layer kicks the simple way. One thing to note is that it's not going to be that easy normally. I spent quite a while looking for these samples. You will need to, scroll through different samples and find out what works and what doesn't. And over time, you'll just get better at doing it. You'll find out what works, what doesn't, that kind of thing. But it's definitely a valuable skill to have, and I recommend having a play around with it. Hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you later.